was just on Facebook and my cousin brought up something that I thought was a very good point. I have been thinking for a long time now, but I don't think I've ever actually made a video about it. I could be wrong. I repeat myself sometimes, and for that I'm sorry. But if I haven't mentioned it before, or if you haven't seen me talking about it before, here you go. Everybody on Facebook right now is posting about their children that they're making in their children making factories. Whenever I see somebody posting about getting married, like they post their wedding pictures or they're engaged, I'm like, oh my god, that's exciting and so pretty and I'm happy for you and that looks fun and I really want that someday. Because I'm at that age where it's like, yes, getting married makes sense. Then I see pictures of friends that are the same age as me having babies and I'm like, ugh. And it's something that I've felt for a long time. When I was little, I used to think about having a baby, and I was always like, oh, I think that would be nice, and I'd write it into my stories and make my Barbies have babies, and oh, it's great. But then I reached a certain age, I think around the beginning of college, where I was like, no. The way that I've felt about it since college is that I want to adopt, because there are a lot of kids in the world that already need a home that are looked over because they're not babies. I would like to adopt a kid that's 4, maybe? 4 or 5? Starting to be the age where they're getting overlooked because they're not young and cute and easily adapted to a family or whatever, because I think a lot of people like babies, adopting babies because they can change their name or completely form their life or whatever. Whereas if you have a 4 or 5-year-old, it's a kid that's already starting to learn how to read and starting to think about more complex things, and the kid already has a name and has a past that they can actually probably remember. And I don't know, I kind of feel like I'd prefer to adopt a child like that, because you can have actual conversations and you can help them have a better life and help them learn things and deal with things that maybe they're dealing with. I feel like it's important to give these kids homes. I don't want something noisy and messy and so time-consuming in my life. And I'm 27 now. I'm at the age where because people might be like, oh, you'll change your mind. I'm 27, so I don't really see myself changing so much that I would suddenly be like, oh yes, I want a baby. Because I don't want my body's already pretty weird as it is. I have enough body, I have body appreciation problems. I've finally gotten thin after a long time. Not skinny, but I've lost enough weight to consider myself more thin. And I don't want to change that, because I like the way that I look now for the most part. And I don't know. I guess that's kind of a selfish reason, but it's my body. I can do what I want with it. I see myself in my 30s, mid to late 30s, with a small adopted child that needs a home. Married, too, obviously. I would prefer to be married before having any kids. Adopted kids. But, yes, that's what I see in my future. In my 30s, adopting a small child. I don't see myself having a baby. So, you won't find pictures on Facebook of that. I have one hairy adopted child in the house right now. His name is Scout, and he's a dog, and he makes enough noise already. And I feel like if it was a baby, it would be way worse, because you can't shut them up as easily. You can't give them a treat to make them shut up sometimes. And also, baby food is disgusting. I'd much rather have dog food because it's little pellets. I don't think you can feed a baby pellets. If you can, I still don't want a baby, but it's better.